I got married 5 years ago, my husband and I had no home of our own. We lived in a small rented room. We dreamed of buying a house, but homes were so expensive. We made a plan to save for a small home, but my mom didn't like our idea. "Don't waste time," Mom said. "Buy a big home now." I explained we didn't have enough money for a big home, but she didn't listen. 2 years ago, I got big news. I was pregnant, I told my husband, and he smiled and hugged me tightly. We were so happy. By then, we had saved enough money to buy a small home. We were ready. But then Mom had another idea. "Don't buy a small home," she said. "Buy a big home. I'll help you." I hesitated. "But how?" I asked. Mom smiled. "I'll give you some money. Your husband's parents can help too. Together, you'll pay a little each month. And don't worry about the baby. I'll take care of her. You can keep working. It will be easy." Her plan sounded perfect. I trusted her. She always kept her promises before. So we bought a big, beautiful home. It was a happy time. When I was 9 months pregnant, my husband painted the baby's room. He worked so hard. A few weeks later, Lily was born. She was small, sweet, and perfect. I stayed home with her for 3 months. Then Mom kept her promise. She stayed home with Lily so I could go back to work. "Thank you, Mom," I said again and again. My husband and I worked hard and paid the bills every month. It was tough, but we had a plan. Everything was going well until one day. Mom looked at me and said, "I'm tired. I can't take care of Lily anymore." I was shocked. "But Mom, you promised." Mom shook her head. "I have my own life. I want to rest. I have the right to be happy." I felt like the floor had been pulled out from under me. Lily was only 1 year old. She couldn't go to school yet. My husband and I couldn't stop working because we had to pay for the home. "But Mom," I said, "this isn't fair. You promised to help us." Mom didn't listen. "I've done enough for you. Now it's time for me to enjoy my life." My husband and I didn't know what to do. He worked all day and didn't come home until 8 p.m. I worked too, but I also took care of Lily. I barely slept or rested. Mom stopped coming over. She made new friends, went to parties, and spent her days in the park. I felt sad and angry. I called her one day. "Mom, please help me," I begged. But she said, "No, I'm busy. I want to enjoy my life." I looked at Lily, playing with her toys. She smiled at me, so innocent and happy. She didn't know about our problems. I whispered to myself, "Lily is my daughter. She is my responsibility." But deep inside, I still felt hurt. Mom had promised to help us, and I trusted her. Now, I was struggling to keep everything together. When I told Mom how I felt, she just said, "I've already helped you enough. You don't understand me. I need my own time now." I felt torn. Was Mom right to want her freedom? Or was I right to expect her help? As I held Lily in my arms, I realized one thing. No matter what, I would do everything I could for her. She is my daughter, and I will always be there for her, even when life is hard. Every day feels the same now, and every day feels hard. I wake up early because Lily cries. I pick her up, change her diaper, and try to play with her. My husband leaves for work at 7 a.m. He works long hours, and I know he is tired too. I try to keep going, but inside I feel so tired. I look at the clock. It's only 9 a.m. The day feels endless. By 12 p.m., I try to make lunch. But Lily wants me to hold her. She stretches out her little arms and cries until I pick her up. I hold her in one arm and cook with the other. It's not easy. The food burns sometimes, but I just keep going. By 3 p.m., I feel completely drained. I sit on the floor with Lily. She laughs and plays with her toys, her tiny giggles filling the room. I close my eyes for just 1 minute. At 8 p.m., my husband finally comes home. He looks tired. His shoulders slouch and his eyes are heavy. "How was your day?" I ask. "Work was hard," he says with a sigh. Then he looks at Lily and smiles. "But I missed her." He picks her up and plays with her. And for a moment, I see his tired face light up. While they play, I cook dinner. We sit together to eat, but we don't talk much. We're both too exhausted to say much. I look at him and ask, "What will we do?" He shakes his head. "I don't know. I'll try to find a new job. Something that pays more." I know he's doing his best. He works so hard for us. I feel bad for him, but I feel bad for me too. The next day, my mom called. "How are you?" she asks cheerfully. I want to say, "I'm so tired, Mom. I need your help." But I don't. I just say, "I'm fine." Mom doesn't notice. She says, "I went to the park today. I met some friends. It was so nice." I feel anger bubbling inside me. "You have time to go to the park, but you don't have time to help me?" I want to shout, but I say nothing. Instead, I call my friend Anna. She has a little boy too. "Anna," I begin, my voice trembling. "I don't know how to do this anymore. I don't know what to do," I say, my voice shaking. Anna listens patiently, letting me pour out my feelings. When I finally stopped, she said, "It's not easy, but you're strong. You'll find a way." Her words feel like a small ray of light breaking through my heavy day. For the first time, I feel like someone truly understands me. "Thank you, Anna," I say, my voice soft. Anna pauses for a moment and then suggests, "Maybe you can ask your husband's parents for help. Even just a few hours a week might make things easier for you." I think about it. It's an idea I hadn't considered before. "Maybe," I reply, though I'm unsure. That evening, after Lily falls asleep, I talk to my husband. I tell him about Anna's idea. He listens quietly, then says, "We can try. I'll call them tomorrow and ask." The next day, my husband called his parents. They're happy to help, but say they can only come once a week because they live far away. It's not much, but it's something. When the weekend arrives, his parents visit. They play with Lily and take care of her for a few hours while I finally rest. I sit on the couch and close my eyes, letting the silence wrap around me like a blanket. For the first time in months, I feel a little bit of peace. Later, when my husband and I sit down for dinner, I tell him, "It's still hard, but today was better." He smiles at me and says, "We'll get through this. one step at a time. I know he's right. Life is still hard, but with small changes and a little help, I feel like we can find a way forward. My husband has found a better job now. He isn't home as much, but we have more money. It's a little easier to pay for the house and the things Lily needs. Lily is growing so fast. She's learning new things every day. She can say mama and dada, and every time she does, it fills our hearts with joy. She makes us smile, even on the hardest days. Our life isn't perfect. Some days are still hard. I still get tired, and sometimes I wish for more time to rest. But I feel stronger now. I've learned to handle the challenges, one step at a time. Mom visits us more often now. She loves playing with Lily. Watching them together makes me happy. I see her laugh with Lily, and for a moment, everything feels okay. One evening, as my husband and I sit together, he says, "We're doing our best, and that's enough." I look at Lily, playing with her toys. She looks up at me with her big, bright eyes and smiles. "We are a family," I say softly, "and we will be okay." I've learned something important. Life isn't always easy. Sometimes people change their promises, and things don't go as planned. But we can still find a way to move forward. I love my mom. Even though I felt hurt before, I know she loves me too. We're not perfect, but we're a family. And that's what matters most.